One other thing to watch out for this year is the trend in the property space, specifically when it comes to office space demand. In 2019, that story was dominated by two industries, the BPOs and the POGOs. Which one will win the year? Let's watch this.
BPOs have been the undisputed king of office space take-up in the metro. But recently, one industry has created its own boom, and in 2019, it gave BPOs a run for its money. By the first half of the year, Colliers reported that the Philippine offshore gaming industry had dislodged the business process outsourcing sector as the country's top office occupants. The trend continued towards the third quarter, with POGOs still outpacing BPOs in office demand. The gaming sector pretty much sustained its appetite for office spaces. And with foreign companies on the wait-and-see mode on the government's planned rationalization of incentives, BPOs in the country have pretty much held back on expansion plans. The demand for office space has pushed up rental prices in the metro's prime business districts. According to Lichu Property Consultants, spaces in the Bay Area are being leased out for around 900 to 1,600 pesos per square meter monthly. Over in Makati, offices are being rented out for around 1,300 to 1,500 pesos per square meter a month. And in BGC, office space costs around 1,150 to 1,350 pesos per square meter a month. But darker clouds are looming in the horizon. With the advent of robots and automation, experts have been urging the industry to upskill workers so they won't become obsolete. But BPOs aren't the only ones facing headwinds. While the property industry is reaping rewards from the influx of offshore gaming firms in the Philippines, the government was left picking up the scraps. Both PAGCOR and BIR admitted that out of the 49 firms that are licensed to operate in the Philippines, only 10 of them have been paying their taxes and regulatory fees diligently. In November, the biggest POGO service provider in the country was shut down. 11 branches of New Oriental Club 88 in Parañaque City were temporarily padlocked by the Finance Department and the Tax Bureau. Apparently, of the company's 11 branches, only one is registered.
Yung main nasa Makati, yun nakarehistro. Pero yun yung mga branches niya hindi.
The BIR also believed that Club 88 falsely declared the number of Chinese nationals it has hired. The DOF estimates that the operator has billions of unpaid taxes.
Maraming Pilipino na withheld yung income tax every month, no? Regularly. Nagbabayad po ng withholding taxes. Tapos meron tayong mga foreign nationals na nandito sa ating bansa, mga bisita, pero hindi nagbabayad.
But the question then was, should POGOs even be taxed at all? Well, Solicitor General Jose Calida says no. That's mainly because its revenues are coming from abroad. But lawmakers see it differently, and they're not taking the issue of delinquent POGOs sitting down. Both chambers supported the proposal to slap POGO operators with a 5% tax on top of the 2% gross gaming revenue being collected by PAGCOR.
When you say what is the base, it is bets less payouts. So ngayon kasi, each PAGCOR collects 2% from them, and PAGCOR, they collect 8 billion from the 2%. Yung 45 billion na makukuha dito sa measure na to, wala akong Pilipino masasaktan. Wala akong consumer. Pangalawa, ang gambling po ay hindi promoted activity. So instead of prohibiting them, the best way is to tax them.
Malacanang took the side of the lawmakers, arguing that these corporations are operating in the country and should thus be taxed, while the income of foreign operators should also be taxed if they're derived in the country. Despite these headwinds, Colliers still expects these two industries driving office space demand next year, further pushing rental prices up by 5.5%. And while BPOs and POGOs wrestle for the top spot for office space demand, there's a new kid in town that's gaining mainstream popularity: co-working and flexible office spaces. And with low vacancies in the horizon, Colliers thinks we would eventually see more flexible workspaces inside malls. According to the property management firm, co-working spaces have the potential to drive foot traffic and revenue to shops and restaurants. In a survey by Colliers USA, around 2/3 of respondents said that a flexible workspace located in a mall would encourage them to visit shops and restaurants more often. Colliers believes that the work where you shop concept is an idea that retailers and mall operators have to consider. Stocks of most property giants involved in office space outperformed the market in 2019. And with demand for office space continuing to be hot, the property sector is certainly one to watch this year.